Hi everybody, I'm Flea and I'm here to give you your very first bass lesson. I'm very pleased to do it too. Well, we'll start with the bass itself. This bass is a Flea bass, which is a mighty fine bass. A bass is made up of a few different parts. Firstly, we have the body, which is a big, good slab of wood, which makes me happy, a nice big slab of wood. And we make sure that the wood that we get at Flea Bass comes from farmed wood and comes from sustainable sources, which is very important to me. So we have the body for the bass, then we have the neck of the bass, which is this big piece that juts out here. And on top of the neck, we have a fingerboard, which is made out of rosewood. And it's a nice fingerboard for pushing your fingers on. And in the fingerboard, we have these vertical pieces of metal that go along the fingerboard here, and they're called frets. And if you press down on in between any particular fret, it makes different notes because it changes the length of the string, which in turn makes the note higher or lower. So if you play with your hand down, with your finger down on this fret, and you play this note, which happens to be a B, you have a B because the string is this long. But if you move your finger up, and the string becomes shorter because of where your finger is, then the note gets higher. And so if I go from this B all the way up an octave to this B, it gets higher. So we have the body, we have the neck, we have the fingerboard, and we have the frets. At the end of the neck, we have this white piece of plastic, which is called the nut. And the nut basically keeps the strings in place, so they sit in their proper place on the neck. And after the nut, we have this whole other piece of the bass, which is called the headstock. And in the headstock, there are 4 tuning pegs, each one corresponding to a different string. If you turn the peg in either direction, it will make the string higher or lower. And the idea for the conventional tuning for the bass is to tune the string so that the notes the strings are each a fourth apart. E, A, D, and G. Which is how the traditional tuning for the bass guitar is. And speaking of the strings, these 4 strings, the lowest one is the E, the next one is the A, the next one is the D, and then the G. E, A, D, G. E, A, D, G. Okie dokie. Then when you come down here to the other end of the bass here, we have this black rectangular black plat thing, which is the pickup. And the pickup takes when you strike the fingers with your string, it turns that noise into an electric signal, which then travels through the electronics of the bass and through this cord all the way through to that Gale-Kruger amplifier over there and makes a sound. So you need the pickup to amplify your bass. And without amplifying an electric bass, not too many people are going to hear it. So you need a pickup. Then the strings go into this piece down here, which is called the bridge. And the bridge serves to anchor the strings to the bass and to adjust. There's little screws in here which you can adjust with an Allen wrench, which adjusts the height of the strings on the neck, which is called the action. Different people prefer the action different ways, depending on how you like the bass to feel, how you like it to sound. And that's something that kind of comes with time of playing a bass for a while. You find out how you like the action, and you adjust it, accordingly. At Flea Bass, we're doing our best to adjust it into a really nice, mellow way to play the bass, which is how I like it. I like it pretty low and pretty easy playing. I don't see any reason to make it difficult to play. I like it to be easy to play. And the strings go into the bridge there. Then there's these 4 holes in the back. When you string the bass, you feed the string in through these holes, and then you bring them out and bring them up to tuning pegs. And I think later on in this DVD, we'll show you how to string the bass. The back of the bass here also has this orange piece here, which covers up this cavity, this hole in the back of the bass, which gives you access to the electronics of the bass, which is not something I think you'll normally need to get into. Then we have this orange round piece here, which is the pickguard. The pickguard, through time, has served to protect the bass from any scratches when you play it with a pick. But personally, I'm not worried about scratches. I don't know about any of you out there, but for me, a little scratch, a little weathering gives the bass a little soul. So the pickguard mostly serves as an aesthetic piece. So we designed this Flea bass to make it look cool. I really like the way it looks. We have these two knobs here. One is the volume knob, and as you notice, if I play a note, it can get louder if I turn up the knob, or quieter if I turn down the knob. So this is the volume knob, and then we have here, this is the tone knob, which at its lowest point gives it the lowest end sound, and at its highest point gives the highest end sound. So it's something you fool with and find the sound that you like. If you see, if I play this bass line here, with it all the way down, it'll be a very low, muddy sound, like if I play a reggae bass line. Which is, for a reggae type of sound, you want a real bottomy sound. But then if I turn it all the way up, it'll be a more high-endy sound, which would serve a different purpose. Depending on what you want. I use my tone knob at all different places, depending on the sound that I want to achieve. And then we have a hole here in the bass, which is your input for your chord, which has a jack on the end, which you stick in the hole to make the connection happen. On the Flea bass, we have our input here on the body of the bass. So it's nice to have a chord that has a 90-degree angle like this, as opposed to one with the jack coming straight out of the end, because it's a little bit more troublesome. When you have it like this, and you have a 90-degree jack like this, one that comes out this way, you put it in, there's very little, it's very streamlined, and I think it's a good look, and it stays in, doesn't break, solid, it's rocking, you're ready to go. Then we have this little piece here, which corresponds with this little piece here, which are the strap holders. These are the part that hold the strap on, and if I had a strap, I'd be holding it on. And that's about it. That's the Flea bass, and just about all basses are made up of these parts to varying degrees, and that's the Flea bass. It's a good bass.